Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour, brought to you by TJS Ceramic Studio, Serendipity Studio Gallery and Gifts, Chasers Food and Spirits, Excel Chiropractic, Quality Nails, Jesse Moffitt Entertainment, and the Sioux Falls Arts Council. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire arts and entertainment conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
First-timers, long-timers, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to listen. Before we get into our conversation, just a reminder that The Vaughties' next show at Remedy at 611 is Thursday, June 6th. That's just a week away. Thursday, June 6th, 7:30 p.m. The modern-day vaudeville will include music from Bubba Starts, comedy with Alisha Rayne, magic with Jesse Moffitt, juggler Joey Columbi, and the Dad Bod Supreme Band. Advance tickets only $15. They are available at thevaughties.com. Thevaughties.com. Remember the word the, and then use Vaughties, which is spelled V-A-U-D-I-E-S. Thevaughties.com. Even with that pesky little fee, you're still going to save. But if you prefer, hey, tickets $20 at the door, we'll take the extra money. Enjoy the variety of great local entertainment. Coming up later in the show, comic Alisha Rayne on her busy summer, including her first appearance in next week's Vaughties show. In just a few minutes, fellow trivia host Dean Marshall chats about trivia and food trucks. But first, let's pop the cork on this bubbly little show. Time to grab your favorite beverage, lift it high, and toast it to being Thursday, a.k.a. Weekend Eve.
Hey, the weekend isn't around the corner, it's here!
So long, hump day and your frumpy way. We say hello to Thursdays with opening nights. The weekend is near and we can see the bright lights. Yes, Thursday, you're so hearty, we can't wait for Friday, so a day early, we start the party. Whatever you're drinking and whatever you're drinking it out of, very well could be determined by where and when you happen to be listening. Now, my choice, as per usual, it's my regular, it's a Jasper Newton. That's Jack Daniel's Diet Coke with a lime. For you, hey, whether it's a cup of coffee, spot of tea, glass of milk, bottle of water, mug of beer, a cocktail, glass of wine, flute of champagne, whatever, lift it high and toast to unexpected road trips. This past weekend, my love and I were going to pick up something here in Sioux Falls. Found out we needed to go to Sioux City on a Sunday to get it, so we hightailed it down I-29, picked it up, then headed to one of our favorite dives, Miles Inn, which serves the Charlie Boy. Delicious little sandwich. I've been enjoying that tasty little sandwich for over 40 years now. Now, while inflation has hit in those 4 decades, it's still an amazing value at only $3.75. Cheers to you, Charlie Boys. Speaking of cheers, which just happens to rhyme with beers, say cheers with a beer or your favorite cocktail at Chasers, West 12th Street and Ellis Road. Now make sure you grab some food while you're at it. Join me Monday nights for Dave Holly Hour Trivia starting at 7. This coming Monday's theme, fast food. Tasty. Honorable mention. What over the past week made Dave laugh, guffaw, chuckle, chortle, giggle, simply smile, or maybe even shed a tear of joy? That would be rehearsal for Midtown Coffee Radio Hour. Midtown has some new original songs that you can hear this coming Saturday night at the Levitt. They're going to be opening for the Sean Johnson Big Band Experience. Looking forward to that. Will be a great, great show. In this show, later on, we talk with comic Alisha Rayne. In just a few minutes, fellow trivia host Dean Marshall on the Dave Holly Hour.
Check out the new ceramic studio in Sioux Falls, conveniently located off Kiwanis Avenue on 5th Street. TJS Ceramics, inside Oscar's mini storage. We have thousands of classic vintage ceramic mold items and several new items too. TJS Ceramics offers classes, special open studio nights, and completed ready-to-purchase items. Bisque, studio time, or painting parties are available. Visit TJS Ceramics Studio in person today or email tjsceramics@gmail.com for more details.
Take in the great works at Serendipity Studio and Gift Gallery in the Shriver Building. So many great works from regional artists. They offer so many ways for everyone to participate or interact with the studio as well as the artists. Check your calendar and make your plans to participate at Serendipity Studio. Now, first of all, the Nature Art exhibit continues at Serendipity. The next Wednesday, June 5th, 10 o'clock in the morning, there's a guided paint class with a very enticing title of Rock, Paper, No Scissors. Interesting. Visit their website at www.serendipitystudiosd.com. That's serendipitystudiosd.com for a full list of upcoming events. Serendipity Studio, located downtown Sioux Falls in the historic Shriver Building at 230 South Phillips Avenue on the second floor.
Are you an artist? Need some funding to further your art? There's a great opportunity for you through a Sioux Falls Arts Council program. The Artist Microgrant program gives away several microgrants to local artists, no matter what art discipline you're in. Unlike more traditional grants, a microgrant is very easy to apply for. Go to artssiouxfalls.org. If you haven't done so yet, create a listing on the Artist Directory, which is beneficial in its own way. Then go to the Artist Microgrants page and apply online. The process is simple. Find out more about the Sioux Falls Arts Council as well online at artssiouxfalls.org.
You've never met a meal you didn't like. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Welcome back, everybody. Yes, I have to say it's in my contract that I wrote for my own self. It's always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire arts and entertainment, and sometimes we expand what art is, and we talk about a few other things. One of the things you know that I do, well, you know that I host trivia on Monday night at Chasers. Well, joining us today, Dean Marshall hosts trivia at The Dive on Tuesday nights. How are you, Dean?
I am fabulous. How are you doing?
If I were any better, I'd be twins.
Oh, very nice, very nice. If I was any better, I think I'd be you. So.
Oh, we could get a lot accomplished. I feel collaboration coming on down the line.
Absolutely.
All right. So, what got you started in hosting trivia? First of all,
honestly, so a buddy of mine is the owner down at the Dive, and we were just thinking of different things during the week just to help generate more. Honestly, beer sales is what we were looking for.
Yeah.
And trivia, that's what we do. We try and promote drinking certain types of beers or something, whatever they're trying to go with at the time, because they're really good about just getting in local cool beers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the thing about all the breweries in town and the bars that serve beer and wine. They don't have the liquor licenses. They're so supportive of everybody else in town.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that makes such a big difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, had you hosted trivia before this?
Never.
You haven't.
I went through a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to just get bits from this that I want bits from this. Just to try and put it together. But our trivia has changed since our first trivia to our last. You can ask some of the people there. There was one week, I think, like the winner had 3 questions right. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're a toughie then, aren't you? You're as bad as that Zach Dresch guy.
Yeah,
wow.
Zach, oh, my goodness, that guy.
Well, when he picks that theme, it's usually like from one album of one offshoot artist.
Oh, absolutely.
20 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And in this lyric, he's...
Finish this lyric.
Yeah, so 3 right. Boy, I'm going to, because one of the things I talk about, we try to keep it pretty light and easy in ours. And when they start to complain, I say, okay, you got to go see Zach Dresch. Now I'm going to say, you better go have a Tuesday night beer with Dean.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and my big thing for ours is I like to have just different energy. I like to have big energy. And I tell people booing is encouraged. So, and that's the honest to goodness truth. So I tell people, if you get it wrong, like, boo me. I want to hear about it. You know what I mean? So and everyone has fun there. You know, that's really what I'm trying to drive. Like,
that's cool. See,
yeah.
Ours is the wiener whistle.
Wiener whistle. I'm excited.
Yeah,
what is this?
Okay. You know the little Oscar Mayer wiener?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we found a wiener whistle, and it used to be that I would deduct a point. I have these rules about, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can do this, you can do that. And then, of course, the big rule, if you upset the host in any way, it's always just kind of been fun, you will lose a point at the end. But when we got the wiener whistle, we switched it. You're going to get wiener whistled, and then we're keeping track of them. You don't lose any points now, but we keep track of it through the year, and then at the end of the year, we're going to have the Wiener Awards brought to you by Oscar Mayer. So we're having fun with that.
I love it. That is fabulous. Oh.
See, I always equate, because I don't know, I haven't actually seen you do yours yet, because last Tuesday when we had the opportunity and we met, I had something else I had to go to, so couldn't take part in it. But, for us, we have 7 rounds, 7 questions per round, last round, double points, bonus in case we have to have a tiebreaker. How about your format then?
We have I try to make it pretty easy. It's 4 rounds, 5 questions per round. The first round is 10 points. Except for the last question, is double points, but it's not multiple choice, so it's a little harder.
Oh yeah, because you go multiple choice on all the rest,
all
don't
of
you?
Them, yep. Yeah. That aren't, and then the second round will be 20 points each, but that last one's 40, but that's not multiple choice. Then 30, and then double, and then 40, but that last one is a double or nothing. So you got to be pretty confident. That's going to be the hardest question of the night, typically, right there. Oh, so you got a double or nothing right there, and like that, I've seen that absolutely crush. Like just last week, a team went from second to last. So they went from, we like giving out little gift cards and stuff. That's our thing. So they went from getting a $15 gift card or whatever it was down to nothing. And they booed me, and I clapped. You
applaud the boos.
I do.
I love it.
Yeah.
What, that double or nothing? Are we talking like, true daily double on Jeopardy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's literally double or nothing. I've seen a team go from like 300 points to 600 points, and put them in the money. And, other people, like the ones that were up there, like, no, I'm not going to do it. And they just got bypassed because this team took the chance and got it. Yeah.
Wow.
So it makes it
works
kind of,
a lot that way. That's very cool.
Absolutely.
What's been your most fun topic to have as a theme?
I'm going to tell you, the best one that I had, like, those Swifties, man, I'm telling you, like, they come out in droves and they have fun with it. So there was a team that got it perfect on that, and I went pretty deep.
Seriously?
Yeah, I went pretty deep in that. My daughter, who's a Swiftie, I don't think she got 75% of them. I'm pretty certain she didn't get that well. And there was one team that got a perfect, and I went, wow. I don't know how they did it. Like, I thought maybe.
Did they get tickets to the Eras Tour?
Oh, man. You got the wrong trivia team, man. That's above our pay grade.
Is there a topic you stay away from?
I honestly try to let the people choose what they want to hear. So a lot of ours have actually been like, hey, tell me what you want to hear. Yeah. Harry Potter was one of those. That was a good one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We've done Star Wars.
You're brave to do Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. Because
I did it one time, and, well, no, that's not correct, because that was in the British version, not the U.S. version of the book, and it was on page 62 in paragraph 8. It's like, because one of the unwritten rules we have is, remember, this is a game, let's try to have fun.
Yeah. And I tried doing the movies, but one of the questions I didn't know was part of a book, not the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be Harry Potter movie, and they're like, that's in the book and not the movie. And I'm like,
yeah.
I've only seen one Harry Potter at that point, and I watched it the day before so I could try and get some of the enunciations proper. That was it.
I'm all the houses and all that and so forth. Man.
Like, if you just look at those words, they're hard to say.
They are. Game of Thrones is another one.
Oh, I don't know if I want to touch that one.
Oh, man. Those people get particular as well. Yeah,
I haven't seen any of those.
But if you did survive Harry Potter, you might have a good chance at it then.
Yeah. Another great one for us was video game, like classic video game trivia. Oh, that was another one we had. Yeah. 2 people got perfects on that, and I went pretty deep on that too. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like games from '69, like ColecoVision.
That wasn't even like the 64 thing, was it?
No, it was so bad. Oh, I'm just absolutely amazed at it. Yeah.
I am not a huge video game player, but I did have the first Pong. And it was on a black and white screen in our spare bedroom. And it was so slow. Boom. 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 Oh, let's put it in high speed. Boom. Boom. Boom.
That's funny.
It was just like,
what was that on?
It was Pong. That was the name of it. Yeah.
Oh, it was the actual game Pong.
Yeah, and it was the only thing. And, you had to hook it up on the back of the TV along with the antenna.
I thought it was only an extension, like a game part of like Atari.
No. This was, you had 2 controllers. And you could also play it solo, and the computer did one side, and you did the other. And it was very tough to lose, but it was also very tough to win. Because, you're talking about volleys going for half an hour. Somebody yawned, and that's when they missed.
Don't sneeze, yeah. Oh, that's
What's
funny.
your favorite topic to play trivia in?
Honestly, I had a lot of fun. Our last one was beer, and I'm kind of I'm a hophead. I travel the world and drink beer and eat food everywhere. That's my thing,
Right, or you get into that too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That is some of my absolute favorite things. So they wanted to do beer trivia. Yeah, no one got a perfect on that. Let me tell you, nobody got a perfect on that. But that was probably the one I had the most fun with, just doing the most research with, just something that I truly get behind, and
right.
That's what I get behind, like that sort of stuff. Taylor Swift, the energy was great, but just my enjoyment level, like I get the energy, I love the energy. That's I am about that, but just like researching it, making my ADHD happy, that would be definitely the beer one for sure.
Yeah. Swifty, what uniform number does Travis Kelce wear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that might be the one to trip him up. But, yeah. But beer's a good one, yeah.
No, I loved it.
We've done, alcohol, different drinks at a bar and so forth. Yeah. This combination equals what, and things along that line. So that's always a fun stuff. What about, other than your one Harry Potter movie, what about movies? Are you a big movie buff?
I've watched a lot of movies, but I have come to find out I am not good at watching series of movies. Because I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen the Harry Potters. Mm-hmm. I just recently watched Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
There's so many of these big, I'm going to say, you use the term nerd movies, people
right.
I haven't seen, Doom. I haven't seen, anything. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, what are you doing, Dean? Then I look around and I'm like, I don't have time to watch this stuff.
True.
I really don't.
It takes a lot of effort on that part.
And, absolutely it does.
Yeah, when it comes to the franchises and so forth, I think the only one that I'm faithful to for a franchise of movies is Indiana Jones.
Okay, I have seen those.
Yeah,
I have seen those.
They go like every other is a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so fun stuff, though. And, the great thing is always, you say that your audience kind of drives what the theme's going to be.
Yeah.
And for us, it's kind of like, we'll take a look at the calendar and, okay, so Mother's Day, got to do Mother's, things like that. We've got one upcoming, though, that's going to be because we were eating McDonald's the other day. Oh, yeah, next time let's do fast food. Yeah.
That would absolutely.
Yeah,
I've done the fast food one. And
you
that's
have?
A good
Okay.
One. Yeah. Because what we know as fast food, I'm going to say, is really poor, in what fast food is in America.
Right.
Because we just got a Chick-fil-A, for goodness sakes. You know what I mean? Let's call it what it is. So, there's no, Ole Tacos here. There's no what is it, Del Taco? There's no Whataburgers. There's
no In-N-Out.
There's nothing here, ultimately, nothing. So doing that one was a lot of fun because nobody really knows fast food in America unless you travel America
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, and you mentioned you do travel around the world
everywhere,
to taste different foods, and I think of that too because I have family down south, and the times that I've been down there, and never heard of this taco chain.
Yeah.
And is it just a local? No. It's all across the South.
Yeah. What we know here, like Taco John's, is as big as it is here. You go elsewhere, it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So, and everyone here knows Taco John's. That's like, if it's not Taco Bell, it's Taco John's for the fast food out here. That's just, recently they got
they both serve Pepsi.
Yeah. I love Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi guy. Oh,
I'm a Diet Coke guy.
My wife is too.
Yeah.
Oh man, but as a company, Pepsi just treats you better. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, PepsiCo, my goodness.
Yes,
wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are huge.
Yeah, but I do understand the loyal following. You know what I mean? Like, I guess.
Let's see. PepsiCo also has like KFC and.
Oh, I don't even know about that.
Yeah. They are. They own Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
My uncle's girlfriend worked for PepsiCo.
Okay.
And she did a lot of quality control at all the different fast food chains that they own. It's like, wow, that's a cool job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Need testers. And at that time, I was about 350 pounds.
Yep. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've absolutely been there. We're going to have Pepsi, too, and that was... When you said it,
right,
that was our thing.
Our one difference. Okay, yeah.
I still like you, Dave.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Now, one of the ways that people get to know you is not necessarily just through the trivia, but you happen to have a very big orange truck.
I do.
And you serve food out of it.
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
It's been. It was out of. I'm going to say it took last year off. We were looking at possibly selling it and that sort of thing. But recently we've been talking about getting her back out. So it's looking like we're going to have the big orange truck available again. So,
excellent.
Yeah. So that's my first time I've actually said it out loud. So it hasn't been on a Facebook page or anything.
Oh, my.
Yet. So
we're breaking it.
Yeah, breaking news right there. So, yeah, so she'll be out. We got to get the health inspection. I'm making that phone call today. So hopefully by the end of the week you can... get some of the legendary Chislik here. Yeah.
Oh, Chislik. South Dakota tradition.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's another regional food.
Yeah, very much so.
The Nosh here that's it. Anywhere else it doesn't exist.
even in close neighboring states like Iowa is finally going to have a Chislik festival in just a couple of weekends.
Really?
Yeah. That might even be this weekend.
You want to hear something crazy? We sold a lot of Chislik. That was kind of our you knew us for our Chislik. That's what it was. We went to Laverne, Minnesota.
Yeah.
For people that don't know Laverne, where we're at, we'll call it 25 miles from where we're sitting right now.
Exactly.
And they had no idea what Chislik was there.
Yeah, I know.
No idea.
I lived in Laverne, worked in Laverne for like 10 years.
Yeah. They had no idea what Chislik was. I did a company party. They're like, what is Chislik? And I'm, just because we'll sell, no exaggeration, we have sold 1,000 pounds in a week, and just up the road from them, you know what I mean? And they have no idea what it is. And that's just how regional the Nosh really is.
Yeah. And the thing was, someone in my past would not eat Chislik.
Okay.
And I said, well, why? Well, isn't that like, chicken guts or something? I said, no.
That's gizzards.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
I love those too.
So that, when I do too, but it's one of those things that a lot of people just don't know what it is. So then they shy away from it when they have the ability to take it and eat it. Yeah. So what got you started with doing food truck then?
Honestly, so me and my dad, we talked a lot. He was a big influence on me just because he wasn't a chef, but he was self-trained. Mm-hmm. He worked in the industry a long time, And we talked, and he taught me how to cook and got my passion started for cooking. And he wanted to do originally a taco joint. Just all they did was serve tacos all day long. Mm-hmm. Nothing else, just tacos. And back in the day, I was like, man, my dad's crazy. You know what I mean? And then we started talking more, and we're like, we could do a food truck and just serve whatever we wanted. You know what I mean? That was, and I was like, okay, that is cool. Like, you don't have to follow any rules. Whatever you felt like cooking that day, you go down to the store, and that's what you did. And we made honestly, a couple of my food concepts are just those talks I had with my dad. And honestly, the food truck, you ask what I do, we were known for a Chislik, but every day you went to that food truck, it was not the same menu as the day before, or the day before, or the day before. That was my thing. And some people really liked it, but trying to tell people that it depends on what food you have available for their wedding. When they're trying to, you're dictating what you're making for the wedding. They got to have a lot of trust in you for that. You know what I mean?
Very
and
true,
that's
yeah.
100% what we did. Yeah.
So you get started thanks to the old man, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Those are
Yeah.
always fun stories.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
And so what about the world travel for food then? Was that just you wanted to go every place, or did you count this as research? Did you have a job that entailed?
So me and my wife, that's our thing. We like to travel. Okay, whatever traveling means to you, I do it. So going to Kansas City, trying the barbecue in Kansas City. Going to Chicago, have a deep dish
Bryant's.
pizza. Which one do you like? Bryant's.
Bryant's.
Oh,
Yeah.
been to Slaps?
Yeah.
I think Slaps is the one.
Yeah,
I
there
like
was
Bryant's.
Now, when we were in St. Louis
Okay.
last fall, Sugar Shack, was that the name of it? Or something?
Oh, I've never been to St. Louis. I drove around St. Louis once, but I've never been in St.
Yeah, they
Louis.
got great ribs too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear St. Louis Asian food is just out of this world.
Really?
That's what I hear.
Ooh,
So
have to try that then.
that's kind of what I said too. I just want to go to St. Louis for that,
Yeah.
but trying to go to St. Louis for anything else though is like throwing a little shade at St. Louis.
Very true. It's like, okay, we're not walking to that restaurant. Hello, Lyft.
Yeah, that's great. It's so true.
What's been the most unique place you have visited and fell in love with the food?
Oh man, we were in Mexico, and we stopped. Oh, what was the name of it? It was a small little island. We rented a little buggy, and we went to the absolute tip. It was a 9-mile island from tip to tip, and we drove all the way to the end. There was no electricity, so every day the people would have to bring car batteries to wire them up for the music and stuff. So when we go out there, they had music playing, and they were cooking over open flame right at the tip, and you were looking out over the ocean. And I asked they had like 6 things on this menu, and I was like, okay, I want nachos. That says nachos. I don't know what nachos is going to be. And they had a tortilla that they grilled. They cut it into pieces. They put like a red sauce that I'm going to say would be like a Italian style red sauce, beans, and then some white cheese on it, and they gave it to you. As simple and easy as that was, like just all the simple basic ingredients at the tip, that was that was one of the most interesting meals I've ever had, because just to drive there took 45 minutes, and I'm at the tip of this island. No one else had the same view I had right there.
Yeah.
Sitting there with my wife looking at this. That was as cool as it got for me right there.
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean? That was cool.
Yeah,
That's my exotic
fantastic.
sort of stuff. And it, like, they pressed the tortilla right in front of you, it was just cool. That's the easiest way I can say it. It was just cool.
What's your favorite thing to make?
Tex-Mex is my go-to.
Yeah.
Fried chicken. I know that just seems stupid, but doing
No.
really good fried
If
chicken.
you get good fried chicken, that's
Yeah.
tough to find sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And believe it or not, French toast. I make a drunken French toast.
A drunken French toast.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
Captain Morgan shows its face in that guy, and
Ooh.
it's unbelievable.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm diabetic. All I can think of is, oh, that's a lot of carbs. I'd have to save up for a week.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a carb-loaded thing, but man, that's some of my favorite. That's
I'm jealous of that. It's incredible. We talk about arts and entertainment, and the thing is, first of all, it's entertaining to go to trivia.
Yeah.
And a lot of people find out about food trucks because of entertainment.
Yeah.
And, it's a big thing now that, the food truck itself Well, first of all, cooking is an art.
Yeah.
And second of all, food trucks are entertaining. You know, people go up and they have a good time. They're quite often they're ordering something they've never tried before. And, you know, so you get rave reviews and things along that line. And just the fact that you guys are out and at so many different places, that's great to have you guys part of the entertainment scene, the arts and entertainment of Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Absolutely.
So thank you for doing that. It's great to have you.
So what I like to say about that, I've had a lot of people try and, you know, reserve the truck. And I like to ask questions, okay, before I say yes or no. I learned pretty quickly not all business is good business.
True.
So I told them I start following the energy. I know that sounds, but like you say, the entertainment industry of Sioux Falls, the energy is always good there.
Yeah.
Always good. Where would you always see my truck? In the entertainment industry of Sioux Falls. That is good business. You know what I mean? It's just the energy is good. And once you have that good energy around, it's hard for bad things to happen. You know what I mean? I say that the nicest way possible. You go do some business lunch, you know, where you got 45 minutes to serve 100 people, you know, that's not good energy. You know what I mean? That's going to be a lot of chaos.
That don't want to get any sauce on them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of stress for everyone too. You know what I mean? So I tried to avoid that. You know, not all good business is good business because they want you to feed 45 people or 100 people in 45. We've had a lot of that. You know, and I'm like, that's hard. You don't get a big full menu like because we cooked to order. That was our thing. You know, a lot of food trucks will have stuff ready to go and you can go and boom, 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 and they're gone. You know, but I took the approach that it was more of a restaurant on wheels, not a food truck, you know, in the sense, you know, everything was cooked to order. Every single meal I ever put out on that truck is cooked to order. And that was our claim to fame, I guess. Yeah.
That's what makes you a fan favorite.
Absolutely, yeah.
What do you like about, besides the energy, what do you like about the entertainment and arts and entertainment scene we have here?
Honestly, it's so diverse. You can find a lot of anything you want to do, like things that are reserved typically for the bigger towns. You can get here at some scale of it, at least. Everything from the Pride out here is getting huge. That's always, you know, the good energy one. What else do we do a lot of? We've done
River Fest.
Yeah,
August,
that's always great.
Yeah, that's a great one too. Boy, that pulls in people.
Absolutely, it does. Holy smokes! The Friday nights or Friday on the plaza. I don't know if they're going to do that this year. I haven't reached out to them.
Yeah, they are doing it.
They are.
Yeah.
So that's another one. They always have some music and stuff down there.
Yeah,
that's fabulous. Every single week.
Tried to go last week, but it was freezing rain.
Oh, of course, yeah. Welcome to South Dakota. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the bad thing about a food truck is South Dakota weather right there.
True.
You know, because you get the 50-mile-an-hour winds and you got your windows up. You know what I mean? You know, they're being held. You're like, oh, man.
Yeah, a food truck in San Diego.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
72.
Yeah.
Sunny. Yeah.
Every day. Man, you know, you got, 6 months of actual work here to make your money on a food truck here in San Diego. You got 340 days. Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt about it. All right. So what do you do because I always have two questions I like to ask, especially for new guests.
Okay.
And so how you answer the first one might depend on whether we need to ask the second one. But when you're not part of the entertainment scene, what do you like to be entertained by?
Comedy and sports.
Okay.
Yep. So I love going to the comedy scene and just being around comedy.
Yeah.
And there's been a few things here with the comedy. Nothing has completely stuck. Like, we don't have a comedy hall, if you will. You know what I mean? I would love to get one of those around here. You know, that would be awesome, But I go to comedy shows. I go to live music. That's a big one for me, I
have a good friend that says live music is good for the soul.
Oh, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. And they always do a good one down at the Shell. Downtown, they do really good. And they food trucks there. You know, follow the good energy. That's another good energy spot. It's always a good night, and you got to watch a show while you're working. It doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. So.
All right. You have any other hobbies?
Oh man, yeah. I got a couple big hobbies that I'm really adamant about. One of them is arm wrestling. I travel the world and I arm wrestle.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm actually invited in the biggest heavyweight arm wrestling tournament to ever happen, June 22nd in Loveland, Colorado. I'm actually going to that. And that's no joke. That's honest to goodness.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then another one is hiking. I love just getting lost in the woods. Me and my dog, we go in the woods and just have a good time. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
It. All right. Well, Dean Marshall, thank you so much, man. It's been great to get to know you a little bit better and appreciate everything you do around town.
I appreciate it. No, it's been fun. I was really nervous coming in here, but you're an easy guy to talk to. I appreciate it.
All right. And we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment.
Comedy magician and hypnotist Jesse Moffat's right. He can't play the piano, but he can sure entertain crowds with his amazing magic and clever quips. His shows always make the participants the stars, especially when they've fallen asleep on stage. They've been hypnotized. Are you the party planner in your group? Then you owe it to your group to make the event magical, even if it puts you to sleep. Here's how.
For booking information, go to Jesse Moffitt Entertainment on Facebook. That's JESSEMOFFITT. Or call 605-929-0964.
Check out the new ceramic studio in Sioux Falls, conveniently located off Kiwanis Avenue on 5th Street. TJS Ceramics inside Oscar's Mini Storage. Bisque, studio time, painting parties, and finished items are available. Visit TJS Ceramic Studio in Sioux Falls today.
He's a bit flirtatious, but most of all, fun. Once again, here's Dave Holly.
Welcome back, everybody. Yep, we talked a little food and entertainment earlier today. Now let's get to the fun stuff of talking about comedy. It's always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire arts and entertainment, and it's always a pleasure to have this young lady in the Dipsy Doodle Productions studio, comic Alisha Rayne. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
I'm better anytime I see you.
Good.
Yeah, and especially if you're doing a show too. Because I love your sets. I've been a fan of you ever since first time I saw you, and it's fun to see the progression and how you started off and you had a good solid base and everything, and now there's like this Alisha Rayne style, isn't there?
I would say style-wise, I've kind of come into my own a little bit. It's a lot of Midwest, making fun of the Midwest and kind of where I'm from, but it's always in good fun. You know, I'm not insulting it. I'm just kind of pointing out things that everyone has experienced and has the same kind of
and
like.
then kind of goes, I know what you mean. Including your hometown of Huron. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's one
a lot of
favorites.
jokes about Huron.
Yes,
for sure.
there are. I've even thought of a few, but you already had them down, so no need to provide you with any material there. But when it comes to you being not just a comic on stage, but basically a show producer now, you have your own little thing called BZZZline.
Yep, I have. It's called BZZZline Comedy. It started out as a blog about 10 years ago when I was living in LA. I was writing a blog, and when I moved here, I kind of just updated it to a production company. Yeah. So, I'm doing producing comedy shows, and this summer I've got a series of shows called the Summer Buzz. And so there's comedy shows, variety shows, lots of different stuff going on.
Oh, fantastic. Speaking of variety shows, I know one that you'll be in that you're not producing because I am, is The Vaughties. And that's just coming up in another week.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Hard to imagine that. But that doesn't mean you're waiting just for that because you've got a pretty full calendar all the time anymore.
Yep. So this summer, I've got about 7 shows coming up, including the one on June 14th. That is the LGBTQ plus variety show.
For Pride, yeah.
So, So Large Marge is going to be coming in, headlining that show. I've got a local favorite, Derek Lathrop, going to be opening the show. And then myself, I will be on the show as well, and we're just gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and one of the things that I know, a venue that you like in particular, Club 224 in the Oconomowoc, you do a lot of shows there. Where else will you be performing then too?
Well, I've got a lot of shows coming up. I'm going to be at the the bomb shelter in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
So that'll be coming up. And then I've got a couple other shows offhand. I don't have my calendar. I'm so sorry, Dave.
That's not to worry, but people can always keep up with you by following you on Facebook and Instagram and so forth.
Yep. Facebook.com/BuzzLine. You can follow all of my BuzzLine stuff. Follow me on Facebook. You'll see where I'm at.
How many Z's?
BZZZline.
Triple Z. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
no you in there.
No, you.
Don't get that confused.
You not in here. But come along, but a different type of Z's. We don't want to put you to sleep. No.
Right.
Leave that for the hypnosis people.
What's buzzing? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a.
So when it comes to building a set, and now when it comes to producing a show, how do you make it so that you grow, the comics grow, and the audiences grow?
Well, for right now, with all of my shows, they're part of a series, the Summer Buzz, and so I'm really, working on my marketing game. Trying to figure out how do I get the people into the venue, and so it's a lot of legwork, a lot of posting on social media, a lot of interviews on podcasts.
Right.
Thank you, Dave.
You're quite welcome.
As for my comedy, I'm always writing new stuff, working on that. My top goal right now is to get a whole hour
so
to
you
do
can
an
have
actual
a headline and do like your own, what we just saw with Nate Holtz recently. It was a recording of his album.
At the Live and Local.
Yeah.
I would like to get to that point. I'm thinking after the summer, this is going to be focused more on producing. Whereas in the fall, I'm going to be focused more on my own comedy and getting my name out there. So,
we hear authors talk about getting writer's block. Do you ever have comedy blocks?
I have a couple of different types of exercises to get kind of the juices flowing. And I do a lot of, I will take the news and I will write jokes about that. And so that's kind of the eventual goal is to, get on the Daily Show.
Right.
Some sort of news-oriented comedy combination. So that's kind of the final goal.
And with that always keeps you current then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not telling jokes from 10, 15 years ago.
I still tell the first joke I ever told on stage. Yeah, I still tell that one just because it is still relevant today. But you try to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Try to keep it new.
So tell us a little bit more about the variety show part that you're going to have along with, besides just doing comedy.
Well, particularly on the show on June 14th, Mackenzie Bobenzi is a poet, and they're going to be doing a little segment from their book. And so it's going to be like a little bit of poetry in there. And then on the 28th of June, I'm going to have George Rigdon. He is a musical comedian, so he plays guitar.
Oh, man.
And then July is when it really kicks off. July 12th, I've got local musician Trish Darrell is going to be on that show. And then on the 26th, Benjamin Cadis, right?
Yeah.
He is going to be on that show. And then in August, I've got 3 shows, two of them with musicians, and then one of them is a comedy show. So.
Oh, wow. And you have a regular job too, right?
I do. I do have a day job. I'm a library assistant.
Yeah, but you keep hopping regardless, and so there's not a lot of downtime for you, is there?
Not a lot. This weekend, I'm going to go visit a friend in Rapid City, and then after that, it's just go, go, go for the rest of the summer. So this next weekend is my only vacation.
Yeah. And are you the type that wherever you go, you try to find a comedy show to go to?
Yep. I'm actually going to be going to 2 comedy shows. I was doing Zoom comedy for a while. And so one of the comedy shows is going to have a Zoom comedian on there that I haven't met before. So this will be the first time I meet them in real life.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. And then on Saturday, I will be watching Tyler Corbine, the local Rapid City comedian. He doesn't know that. So I'll be there, Tyler.
We need to retitle or make your memoirs or something like The Adventures of Alisha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I always wanted to do that as well, kind of like a travel log, kind of a funny take on traveling. So look for that. So eventually.
Well, if I recall correctly, a lot of your background and what you were originally getting into was like film and so forth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so what about that? Do you still, because of that background, get to implement a lot of things as you produce shows?
A lot of my promotions are film-based, and so I have just some funny promotions that are on TikTok, but I also have a YouTube channel that I'm developing as well, and there's going to be some more funny promotions and other videos coming down the line on my YouTube channel, so that's also BZZZline.
Right. That's all we need, BZZZline.
Yeah.
We got the comedy covered for the year, kids. No, but there's plenty of other things. Now, with how much you are doing, do you still go to a lot of open mics?
I go to them not as much, but I do try to go and
help support
my fellow comedians and stuff like that. Like I went to the Live and Local with Nate and, other shows that are coming up. I'm going to support other comedians as well. So, so yes, my open mic schedule isn't as full, but I am still out there supporting other comedians. So,
and that's a huge thing. And almost every aspect of our arts scene in the Sioux Empire is about collaboration, cooperation, and not competition so much. I mean, obviously, you want to make good when you produce a show. You want to have some funds come in so you don't go broke.
Right.
But by the same token, everybody's out there hoping that the other person's successful as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's and it doesn't matter if we're talking about visual arts, if we're talking about comedy or music, singer-songwriters, what have you. It's a great thing that everybody not just helps but also supports. Even if you're not going to be in somebody's show, go to somebody's show.
Yeah.
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 What do you tell people that find out you're a comic and go, "Oh, really?"
Tell me a joke.
Right. Well, first of all, yeah, they're going to do that. They will pull that card. But additionally, there's some people that, okay, she's a comic. But, this is your lifeblood, that you love comedy. And so you want to make sure that people are entertained. Do you get offended by it, or do you try to right the wrong and say, hey, come give me a shot at least?
I probably do have a flyer on me and will give him a flyer and be like,
go.
Hey, come on down. We're here to have fun. I'm not, when they say, tell me a joke, I'm like, what are you going to pay me?
Right.
Because that's my job.
Yeah. In fact, when I used to hang around a lot of magicians, I was at a conference one time. And then afterward, he and I went out, and we were doing some shopping and going to go get a couple of drinks and so forth, and somebody found out he was a magician. She goes, "Oh, can you do some magic for us?" He says, "You mean for free? Then can you give me that shirt that I just bought for free?"
Yeah.
Or, "Well, what do you do?" "Well, I'm a plumber. Can you come plumb for me and not charge me?"
Yeah.
And so all the things that come along with it. But it's good to hear that, and that's part of the thing I admire about you with your promotion. You do pretty well always have a flyer on you.
I have one on me.
I am shocked.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Good looking stuff. Yeah, Large Marge is hilarious. Mackenzie Bobenzi.
Yeah.
Oh, fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, so that's coming up. I'm just going to explain. First of all, it's very colorful. Summer Buzz, LGBTQ variety show, and that is at Lucky's. And June 14th, it's Friday night, Club 224. $20 tickets.
Correct.
Yes, 7 p.m. showtime, doors at 6:30.
Correct.
I've got that, and now I can proudly display it here in the studio, too.
That would be great.
Yeah. Well, it keeps my mind on it, too, then. Don't forget to go out and help Alicia, and everybody else.
Well, and go to the Bodies.
Yes, go to the Bodies coming up next Thursday. It's going to be a great show. And so I've allotted you 15 to 20.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what you asked the other day. How much time do I get? And so I said, okay, well, give me a solid 15 to 20. But you have the ability to draw an audience in. And so I'm going to let you know, if you feel it's going great, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a red light in this show at all.
Okay. If it's going great, I'll just keep going.
Keep going, but don't go so far that it's no longer great.
Right. Yes.
What's the biggest challenge to you in coming up with the new bits?
The biggest challenge would be finding time to write. Like, I have to set time aside to do that because I am very busy. But I also need to have time to rehearse my stuff as well. So yeah, you're always just trying to find time.
What's your rehearsal process?
I have like set lists, and then I just go over those set lists over and over again, and then I'll like rewrite the set list, and then I'll go over that, and then I'll rewrite the set list, and then go over that. So.
Are you a practice in front of the mirror type person or anything?
Yeah, in front of the mirror, in my car, on the way
wherever,
there. Yeah. Yep, all over the place.
So when you first write it, how long does it take before you've got it in the memory bank?
From the time that I first write it, it's usually pretty rough. So it takes like three times performing it before it's like shaped well, and then after that, even I'm still working and adding tags onto stuff to this day, extending out some of those bits to longer stories and stuff for a longer headlining set.
Yeah.
So.
Do you also get a sense of how well it has gone via the audience? And so it's like, okay, I've been thinking of adding this in. Would they have gone for this?
I've had some good audiences, and I've had, basic audiences, and I've had some rough audiences. And a lot of times, like when it's a rough audience, there's no pause for laughter. And so you kind of go a little quicker almost. Right. But when that happens, you kind of figure it out right away. Like, they're not super picking up on what I'm laying down. So at that point, you have to just tell yourself to relax and just do your set.
Right.
Do it the way you rehearsed, and don't let it get to you. because you're getting paid to do the full 45 minutes or the full 20 minutes. Like, you need to stay up
honor
there.
to that
Yeah.
first. Yeah. What do you think has been the most difficult thing moving forward with the, becoming a producer more so, and also still, like you mentioned, right now, not a lot of time per se to be writing comedy. But how about the balance of it all? How do you keep yourself from pulling your red hair out?
For me right now, this sounds kind of silly, but I do meditation. I've been doing meditation, and that's helpful. And I do a lot of listening to a lot of YouTube videos on stoicism and just that higher level living. Like, those type of videos really help to get me motivated to stay in that high performance mindset. So, yeah.
Okay. I have to ask, as someone that does not meditate. Okay. It always sounds good to me, and I sit there and think, I can't even get my mind to clear on stuff. And I would assume that you probably, as a creative, also happen to have a mind that's whirring along quite often. What does it take to truly meditate?
Well, it's a practice.
Okay.
So
you're not going to get it right the first time.
Right. You're not going to get it right the first time or the 50th time.
Ah.
That's the point. So it's like an instrument, and you practice it. So one exercise you can do is you would count backwards from 100. And then each number is a breath, right? So you're 100 in, 99 out, 100, 98 in, 97 out.
Okay.
And as soon as another thought comes into your mind, you're just focusing on your breath, and as soon as an external thought, oh, I need to go to the grocery store, you start back
over.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so you rarely get to one.
Well, because when you said you count backwards from 100, all I could think of was, I've done that several times in the operating room and only got to 96. And then I was gone night.
Yeah.
What do you do to, if you've had a great show, do you have anything in particular that you do afterward? Do you celebrate with a particular drink, or is it go home and lay down on the bed and go, oh, man, that was just a superset tonight?
Superset, it's great. For me, usually there's about a 2.5 hour drive ahead of me.
True. Yeah.
So, if I have a great night at a show I'm producing, I'll hang out and talk to everybody, but then in the end I have to break down the stuff and, put that in my car and all of that stuff, or I do a great show at another, city, then I have to drive home, so it's just, relaxing with people, and having a good rapport with people and interacting with people. That's always fun after a good show. But yeah, it's just,
there's a
go,
high.
go. Yeah.
I just wanted to, especially, when you've got that 2.5 hour road trip ahead of you back home, does the high remain the whole time?
Yeah, it helps you. If you have a good show, it helps keep you awake for sure.
Yeah, it's like caffeine.
yeah. If you have an okay to not as good show, you need a little bit more coffee. Yeah. But in the end, those are getting fewer and farther between, and I feel like I'm kind of becoming more and more professional.
Yeah.
In general, and so I don't have those as much.
I've seen that by being a fan and coming to as many of your shows as I can. Can't always make it, because I got other stuff too. But
right, you're a busy guy too.
Yeah.
I appreciate when you come to the show. It's always awesome. Supporting.
Well, you've always got
other
awesome things going on too. That makes a difference.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. So what is your key to being awesome?
My key to being awesome is, just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Life has ups and downs, but you just don't give up. Just keep going. And the meditating is helpful.
Good. See, because I always, it's like, how do people actually meditate? How do they get to this state and so forth? But so I'll try the breath thing.
Yeah. You're like, what is this state? And it's just like, you're not like in a state, like you are just practicing your breath. That's it. It's not a state.
Well, and what I like about this, Alisha, is the fact that you have just given me the most practical part of meditation versus, so many people, I meditate for half an hour every day, and they kind of look like they're already into this state when they tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where that comes from, but that part comes after time, because you can like slip into it or whatever. But, for me, it's just, you figure out what things are going to help you focus on your breath and do that.
Yeah.
I think that is a big turnoff to people, that it seems like almost hoity-toity or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's really
not.
Just,
okay.
I use it to cope.
And like you said, practice. So
yes.
I will practice that.
Yes. Try it for at least 3 days. Try it 3 days in a row, 5 minutes. You don't even need to do it doesn't need to be 20.
Uh-huh.
You just start with 5 minutes a day. And then if you're like, yeah, this is kind of cool, then just do it 5 minutes the next day. It's not, different for everybody.
That's true. All right. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You've been a multi-time guest on this show.
I have.
In fact, you were the 100th guest at one point, but now we're over 300. So.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's always great to have you talk about comedy, first of all, but also all the other things that you bring to that. And just seeing how you become such a integral marketer for comedy here. And, like your appearances on Dakota News Now and all the flyers you put out, everything you do on Facebook, Instagram, all that, TikTok. Yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah.
I think the government wants to, at least.
Yeah.
All right. So, used to be, I would always ask, not part of the entertainment scene, what do you like to be entertained by? And then, other hobbies and so forth. But since you've been on so many times, let's go with a different route.
Okay.
So are you one of those that you get a word that becomes kind of your mantra?
What's my mantra word?
Yeah. What's the word that Alisha Rayne likes to focus on?
Well, I mean, it's more of a phrase, just you can do it.
You can do it. Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you are doing it.
Yes, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
So that is my mantra. Like you can do this. So I've been trying to practice more like positive self-talk, and it is helpful.
Good.
So, yeah.
Well, again, congrats on everything you've already been doing, but also everything that you have coming up. Summer Buzz. You've got
Summer Buzz. Yes.
And that's BZZZline BZZZline Comedy.
Yes.
All right. Alisha, thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you having me on.
And we'll be back to wrap up the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails on South Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails. Call for an appointment. 605-334-1463. Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XL Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or xlchiros.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XL Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
Once again, Dave Holly.
Thanks again to my great guests, Dean Marshall and Alisha Rayne. As always, the biggest thank you goes to each and every one of you. You listen, you download, you share, you follow. For those that haven't followed yet, do so. Dave Holly Hour on Facebook and Instagram. For all 231 episodes, go online, davehollyhour.com. While you're on that site, there is a search function. If you've got a favorite artist, you say, wonder if they've been on before. Chances are they probably have. But just use that search function. It'll bring up each of the episodes they've been on. All righty. So just make sure you listen to any time, any place, previous episodes. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by TJS Ceramic Studio, Serendipity Studio Gallery and Gifts, Chasers Food and Spirits, XL Chiropractic, Quality Nails, Jesse Moffitt Entertainment, and the Sioux Falls Arts Council. If you would like to contribute to the continued success of this podcast, simply buy Dave a cup of coffee. Go to davehollyhour.com and click on the coffee cup icon. Don't forget to stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.